What's going on, guys? XQ420. You know what the deal is. You know what time it is. I am back. I'm in the building. Got that toaster on me. If it's the first time to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button for me. Today's video, teachers, but I mean, they've lost their ever-loving mind, but they fully against going back to school, but they fully for getting the full pay. Let's jump into it. All right, RIP favorite teacher. That's the sign they got. DC teachers line up body bags and signs to protest potential return to school. Say, if you send me back to school, you might as well just go and get my body bag ready. I've already made my living will. It's like, man, settle down, dude. I mean, you're just going back to teach some kids. It's going to be okay. Trust me, they ain't planning on having a whole lot of kids in there. And when they're in there, they feel like they're in prison. So I think you might have some other issues to worry about. But public school teachers in Washington, D.C. lined up fake body bags and displayed signs in front of the school system's offices recently to protest a partial return to the classroom. So they tried to make it well known. You said, look, I ain't looking to go back, okay? I'm liking this stay at home stuff where I can just sit there and do a little bit on the computer, send it out to folks, go sit down. I see what y'all trying to get done. Hey, everybody wants to make the job a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna hate on you too much for that. But look, I mean, the rubber got to meet the road right now. You gonna have to get back in school. But what about the kids, man? What about the kids? Only kids need it. What about the parents of the kids? Man, they still got to go to work and stuff. Man, they trying to figure this thing out. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. If I had a kid, I couldn't help him with no schoolwork hardly right now. I had to learn some algebra and stuff. I have to relearn it myself. I need to take a class. So it said, evidently the teachers wanted to make their feelings known ahead of the Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser's, good God, announcement regarding D.C.'s plan for reopening schools this fall. Bowser is expected to make the announcement this Friday. So dang, she ain't even made an announcement yet, and they already acting the fool. I said, man, we putting our best foot forward. That's what we doing, the best foot, put on the Sunday clothes, and we coming out here to raise a little hell. And that's what they're doing. It's out there hell raising right now. So this said, what is it? Debbie Trong, an education reporter for WAMU-FM, Washington's NPR station, posted a photo of the bags to Twitter on Monday. And it said right here in the photo, you can see filled garbage bags tied with duct tape lined up outside the offices, along with several signs that read, RIP favorite teacher, RIP killed in the line of duty, and DC public schools, how many will you let die? I don't know how many they let die over the last, I don't know, history of man from the flu. Let me know. Just allow me to know, teachers. I mean, when we all out here, where is this outcry being every year for the flu that has killed more children than this has? Way more. Where's been the outcry? I mean, you need to be consistent now. You see, that's what I don't like. I don't like people who don't have consistency. I can roll with you as long as you consistent. But I mean, folks don't have no consistency. I'm like, man, I don't know. Flippy floppies? No, man, I ain't down with that. I want you to stay right on course. So from here on out, from here to the end of time, teachers, I need to hear it from you. Every time it hits flu season, you get a little outbreak, you need to be talking about shutting it down. We saving lives, and we're going to have to cut your pay. Man, if Trump don't send these funds out, somebody getting cut. Now, I wonder how many teachers gonna be out here like, oh yeah, I don't want to go back to school after they say, well, you just fired, you ain't got no job. Ho, 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 we want to go back now. Yeah, it's all right as long as you're getting paid. That's what I'm saying. All these people who are getting paid, they ain't got no problem. Yeah, I work from home, all this stuff, but you still getting paid. These other 40 million people, man, they ain't, I mean, they might be getting unemployment. Everybody ain't, but they might be. But that's soon to run out. That's going to run short eventually. Then what they going to do? So this said, like, right here, you see the body bags. I mean, some of them could have been wrapped better. I mean, some of these just, man, I just think they were dumping the trash out there in front of it. That one was wrapped pretty good right there. I say that one, I give it a high score on that one. And that one's got a pretty high score. Kind of look like a body could be in it. Some of these, Bo, I mean, they just took the trash from home and threw it out in front of there. I mean, it probably stinking and all out there. I said, man, dump your trash at the trash dump. What's wrong with y'all? They said another side read distance only in reference to the virtual classroom learning that many districts around the country shifted to last spring amid the coronavirus pandemic. Distance only. I mean, dang, Bo. Full pay, but distance only. I got you. So they say now officials in D.C., as in many communities, are finalizing decisions on how to reopen schools as the virus lingers, considering a full physical return, an all virtual return, or a hybrid model. Now, if I'm correct, man, I think I think schools everywhere else in the world are going back, or already back, been back. Hell, in Sweden, they never closed their under 15 school. They let the thing rip. But all we got to do, you see, they won't say nothing about Sweden. And if they ever say something like, oh, look at the per capita and all that, no, but I want you to look. They didn't do no lockdown. They left the kids in there under 15 because they weren't sure we are going to hit. And even they said, hey, we did a bad job with our nursing homes. Despite all that, but ain't nobody masked up out there. The businesses were able to stay open and they rolling on with business. I mean, everybody else in the world scrambling, struggling. It's like, man, what are y'all doing? So this said, last week, parents in D.C. were asked to fill out a technology survey to help inform DCPS administrators, about the resources available to students should virtual learning be continued. The survey asked parents to provide feedback on whether or not their children had access to laptop, tablet, DCPS issued device, or none of the above. See, that's all that's going to happen with this. You see, we keep talking about this equality thing, but not having in-person schooling is going to make that gap even larger. You see, folks who are well off to do, I mean, they're going to have all the stuff, all the technology. Usually your parents will care a little bit more about you. Not all the time, but most of the time, if you got mother, father, and all that stuff. But if you got a single mom having to work a couple jobs, ain't really got enough money for internet, got a couple kids, and how they going to do their work? They just going to fall behind? How many years you want them to fall behind? I mean, they already said, on my previous video that I had up here, oh man, just because we get a vaccine don't mean you're going to be able to go do what you want to do. I'm like, hold on a second. Wasn't that the whole point? You see, but they just keep moving these goalposts, man. It's like, oh man, I'm going to be able to make this goal. Nope. That thing shifts on you, bud. And there's no consistency. Like I said, I want a consistent message, but there's no consistency. So this said President Trump and the Education Secretary Betsy DeVos have pushed for public schools to fully reopen, and earlier this month threatened to cut federal funding to the schools that refuse. And I seen one post from somebody. They were like, "Hey man, if teachers don't want to go back, that ain't no problem. All the money that was supposed to go to the schools, they just get sent to the students." Now look, man, I don't want folks to lose their job and stuff, but teachers, y'all need to be paying attention. Man, if they figure out how they can get rid of a whole bunch of you, they will. You talking about virtual class? Man, they can just get a few folks and just do a little, hey, all you're doing is just looking at it. Hey, your course for the day, they just record it for the whole area. You just do your test online, the computer grades it, and you move on. You see what I'm saying? But blink of an eye. Now y'all looking at a job. I don't know what your other crafts are. I ain't got no clue. Basket weaving. I mean, I don't know if you cook a good dish, some sweets. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to have to find a different craft if you ain't careful. So they said the CDC Control and Prevention released an updated guidance on schools reopening last week, in which the agency noted that the best available evidence indicates if children become infected, they are far less likely to suffer severe symptoms, though that the risk is heightened for faculty and staff. But they haven't really seen where they have that much transmission. Look, man, even the sleazeball himself, Bill Gates, said to send students back to school. I'm like, dang, Bo. If Bill Gates jumped in there, hey, isn't he? He's almost like the idol god right now. He's the golden calf, bud. Him and Fauci and Deborah Birx. So they said the guidance added that the harms attributed to closed schools on the social, emotional, and behavioral health, economic well-being, and academic achievement of children in both the short and long term are well known and significant. And so we see that right there. Robert Redfield said said it's critically important to open for public health. And he said he sent his grandkids back to school. He said, man, I send my kid back to school today. He said, man, I ain't holding back. I send them back today. So in closing on this, this sign's right. Keep educators off of ventilators, because the ventilators is what killed all these folks to start off with. I just got to be honest with you, man. They were just blowing folks' lungs out. They just be like, they sick. Yep, hook 'em on a ventilator. 88% of them died in New York. So that means that they weren't actually treating the disease. They just heard something from somebody and said, oh, yep, sound good to me. Blow the lungs out. But you know what else they heard? Hey, hydroxychloroquine works. Xanthimine, Xanthimine, I can't say it, and zinc. But dang, Bo, they straight up took that off the internet more quick, fast, and in a hurrah. And another thing I'm going to say, with everybody just focused right on this, just right on this only, like I always say, you're doing a disservice and you saying other people who die of other diseases don't matter. That's exactly what you're putting out there. This is the only thing that matters right now. It doesn't matter that people haven't been going and getting their cancer screenings. So they might have caught cancer early. But now they ain't been. And so the cancer is festering up in them. And so maybe they get to stage 2, stage 3. Didn't know by the time they get in there, they're dead. You see what I'm saying? So all these preventative treatments and stuff like that, all that's went by the wayside. Now I want to show, if anybody's a teacher, I just want to show you the amount of death in the world so you can understand on a global scale of what we got. I like using the worldometer. That's what I like to get down with. So we're going to jump into it and we're just going to check out a few items here. All right, so it says right here, the coronavirus deaths. This is worldwide now. 669,090, which we know that number is probably way less than that because they just count everybody under the sun as a death, okay? Under the sun. So we're going to jump back and we're just going to check out a few things right here, okay? We're just going to check out a few things. I just want y'all to see this. Here we go. Communicable diseases this year. People who have died from it. 7,496,000. So we've got an extra 6 million people in the world who has died from some other type of communicable disease. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you get it? We've had 4,389,000 children die under the age of 5. And trust me, those weren't from the COVID-19. Where's the outcry? 24,562,000 abortions. Where's your outcry? Look how many. AIDS, HIV, 41,981,000 are infected and 970,000 have died. Now that's a pandemic. That's a pandemic that's been going on forever. They've never fixed. And they keep allowing it to go. Look how many people is killed. You can get that. You can die of it. You're cooked. Suicides. It's right there on coronavirus's trail. 619,000. Coronavirus might get up to the road traffic fatalities. And what's wild about the road traffic fatalities is stuff's been locked down. Folks haven't been driving. So, I had somebody in one comment section say, oh, man, it took my whole family and all this. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's a troll. If it did, I'm sorry. But you're doing a disservice to people who lost an entire family in a road traffic fatality. Why haven't you said anything about people stop driving cars? We got to be consistent on our message now if it's about lives. So D.C. teachers, I saw another thing in Florida. They're talking about, man, we're writing our will right now because we dead. We could. Well, stay home then. You can quit your job. You don't need money, do you? Just let me know. Are you worried about eating? You can always quit your job. So, this right here, this stuff is ridiculous. If you're a teacher and it's just too much for you, just find something else to do. I don't know what to tell you. Just do something else. If you got any other skills. If you've been working at this for 20 years, you just need to take the risk. Life is not without risk. Everything we do is risky. Being alive is a risk. The only time the risk ceases is when you're dead. That's just all there is to it. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. What do y'all think about it? Just leave it in the comment section below. As always, like, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell. I appreciate everybody for coming out and checking me out. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.